Okay, Joy has somebody with a question.
There you go.
So, what is the current atmosphere in Israel, given an entire year of war, with Israel being attacked on 7 different fronts? Gaza, Lebanon, Iran, Yemen, Syria, Iraq, and the West Bank.
That's a very good question. Well, there is anxiety that I've never seen before in Israel in my lifetime, but there's also resilience and determination, and we're going to beat them. We're going to win. And we're fighting a physical war, but also a spiritual war, because, you know, as early as October 8th, before we even entered Gaza, we entered Gaza only about 3 weeks later, already we were being condemned for genocide and these lies. And the goal of this is a very concerted attack on Israel by a combination of 2 strands, fundamentally different strands. One is radical Islamic jihadistic ideology, and the other is radical progressive ideology that obviously, if those progressive folks would spend one day in Gaza, they'd be killed for a gazillion different stuff. Tolerance is not one of the big things in Gaza. But somehow, when it comes to the Jewish state, they merge and created this typhoon of lies. And the goal is to break our spirit and to tie our hands through boycotts, through embargoes. So we're resilient. We're going to pull out of it. We also, I have to mention, we have one, in my opinion, our biggest challenge is one from within, domestic, internal polarization that we experienced during year 23. Prior to October 7th and year 23, we were tearing ourselves apart. Left and right, religious and secular, just tearing ourselves apart. And I believe it was Lincoln who said, "A house divided cannot stand." Our enemies, who could have attacked 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 10 years ago, they were following this. We know this now from intelligence reports. They saw that Israel is weakening because of this internal war, and we were weaker and weaker and weaker. Our immune system grew weaker, and they waited for the lowest moment, and bam, they attacked. What we need to fix in Israel in order to prevail is precisely that. We have to unite. I'm a right-of-center guy. My opinions are very firm. I oppose land concessions. I oppose a Palestinian state. However, I believe that we have to form a unity government, a bipartisan government, with people who I think very differently about stuff, and it can work. The government that I formed was a very diverse government. We had left and right, religious, secular. We even had an Arab party. And even my harshest opponents that say he betrayed us, he did this, so he says he's a traitor, but he ran a pretty darn good government because it was an effective government. I am convinced that the only way forward for the state of Israel the next decade is unity. When we're strong from within, we can prevail.